Chacha, si Mama tumatawag!
Oh, nakuha niyo na ba?
Yes, Ma'am! Ito ang nanay ko, OFW sa Dubai. At ang love language niya, balikbayan box. Mahilig siya magpadala gaya ng mga damit pang porma at jackets na singkapal ng pader. Gamit sa bahay like plato, baso, mga figurin. Iba pang mga figurin? Mga laruan. Mga laruan uli. Ano yan, Papa? At kung ano-ano pa. Ganyan ipakita ng nanay ko kung gaano niya kami kamahal. Pero ito, ang pinakakakaiba. Ma, ano ba kasi itong pinadala mo na naman?
Basta, buksan niyo na lang. Inipon ko yan. Isa-isa. Lahat ng pinadala ko, para sa special na araw na to. Para sa bagong bahay natin.
Hi everybody, my name is Dorothea and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a special guest coming from the Philippines. Miss Bing, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
All right, my name is Bing. I'm the Managing Director for Ayala Land International Sales Incorporated, and our head office is in Ayala Avenue in Makati. We have an office here in San Francisco. It's at the Consulate Building in downtown Sanfo.
Yes. So tell us more why Ayala is here.
Oh, it's exciting because back in 2012, we opened our office here in San Francisco. So 2012, 12 years later, we're back. We are celebrating our 12th year this year. So it's so nice to see Filipinos patronizing the product, believing in what we promise, and experiencing for themselves a growth in their property, and then a growth also in the investment that they have done several years back. So we keep on coming back every year. We have series of road shows in the US, not just in San Francisco, but all parts of the United States.
Wow. So not just here in San Francisco, you do travel around the US also.
That's true.
Yes.
Usually our first stop would be California because this is where the head office of the US International Office is, or US International Marketing. We also would go to the East Coast. We are also getting a lot of interest from especially parts of New York, New Jersey, Queens in New York also. We're going to the Midwest as well. We're expanding. Every year we see growth in the different parts of the US. And it's exciting because there are a lot of marketing partners who are also enjoying the perks of being part of our very happy community, Ayala Land International Marketing.
The way you take care of your marketing partners are different compared to other builders. You do take care of us by not just taking care of us as a customer, but also to the friends and family that we refer to Ayala Land.
I'm very happy to hear that coming from you, Dorothea. Thank you for saying good words about us and how we partner with people who also believe in us. I think that's the very nature of good relationship.
Absolutely.
You know, if you want the business to continue, you have to make sure that whatever you promise, you deliver. And then you really not just say it, you make them feel it. In fact, the reason why we're here also is we're looking for even bigger space because there's more marketing partners reaching out to us, but we're just concentrated here in California. So there are other insights that we are seeing from people like you who tells us that, hey, there are a lot of Filipinos, expatriates, who are waiting for Ayala to be present in our location. It's so heartwarming and inspiring to hear people say good words about us.
And it's not just by seeing it on YouTube or hearing it from people, but also based on my experience too.
That's good.
That's why I could say good things about Ayala, because it is based on what I've experienced when I went to the Philippines and also here in the US. And because we have, you have employees here, stationed here, who we can easily just connect, contact, and refer immediately.
Yes.
You are there.
You mentioned
Right,
about
Ayala.
employees. You know, that's something. Since 2012, our people are stationed here. So you know that we really mean business. And every time there is a concern, they can just go to the office. They can contact. You know, another interesting thing that I saw is that sometimes office is just a physical thing that you say, oh, we have an office here. This is the address. But you get to connect using the digital platform. But apart from that, of course, it's different when you get to see person face to face. Just like what we're doing now. Visiting you here in your office is very heartwarming as well. And you know, we get to feel the kind of vibe.
And we want to maintain that. I know, like you mentioned, digital is so convenient. However, when you need something, when you need to reach out, when you need to talk to someone, it is nice that you have a person to talk to. And if you have to go to meet that person where there's an office, it is available for the clients.
True. Madali eh. Madali ngayon makipag-usap, madali ngayon mag-research. But iba pa rin. No? Iba pa rin yung you get to extend your hand and feel the warmth of the person. Can just share with you the joy that we saw when we had an event in LA and San Diego. Iba yung atmosphere eh. They were excited to hear about an update about the Philippines. They want to see it firsthand and hear it firsthand. You get to see that on TV, on YouTube. But sometimes if a human being in front of you delivers it, nakakatawa.
No? It's different. The relationship building there, the trust, and for someone that you could ask questions for any concerns, it's so easy to reach.
That's true. That's true.
Yes.
And speaking of online, di ba napansin ko dito sa office mo, there's not much steel cabinets.
Yes.
You don't store papers anymore.
Yes.
That's also nice because we get to serve Filipinos ng much faster, easier, because they can just see data or information in our website that's rich in information. Actually, they can choose properties already and get to see the views of the unit. So for example, if you enter into our website, there is this portal we call Reserve Now. That button will lead you to the different inventory levels of the 4 brands of Ayala. There's an Ayala Premier brand, there is Alveo for the upscale, for the upper middle there is Avida, and there's Amaya for the entry level. You can just search there and see for yourself, oh, this one's facing Manila Bay, this one is facing the EDSA skyline, this one is facing Makati skyline. So it's nice. So you allow people to experience it digitally, and when we are here, we get to see and hear it from us. Ganon talaga yung magiging itsura niya.
Yes.
And when you come home to the Philippines naman, you get to validate na, tama nga ang sinabi nila.
Right.
So, back to the digital platform, marami ka nang malalaman eh. So, it's nice that you can get to own a property after talking to us.
Yes.
Own a property just by checking on the website and reserving on the website.
So that's good. So they do have options. One is the digital, and then the next one is in person.
In person, yes.
Yes. And it's good to have, again, in person as well. Just like me, I could do it online. It's so easy to research. But in person, for someone who doesn't know Philippines as much, because there are many of us who grew up here in the US, right?
Yes.
So, yes, you could just go ahead and point the cursor on the computer, but then for someone to really explain to you that, hey, this property, it is located at this area, it's so easy to just navigate. But for someone to talk to personally and also get the feedback immediately in person, it's a different experience.
Yes, that's so true. So for our people that you would be able to ask directly, we have an employee here in San Francisco. We have employee in Los Angeles. And we have different tactical people coming from the Philippines who can serve our customers here
Yes.
in the US. And I think we are for the running to continuously operate here. The US is still our biggest market.
Nice.
The US Filipino expatriates still believe in Ayala properties. Alam naman natin yun na parang pag nilagay mo yung pera mo with an investment in an Ayala property, I don't want to say guaranteed, no?
Yeah.
Because, things can change. But so far, so good. Since the 1940s, you can only see CAGR that has reached about 17% from properties that you have invested in the Philippines.
Yes.
Mapansin ko, mahilig ka din sa alahas, di ba?
Sometimes.
Somehow, no?
Yes.
That's also one good investment. But,
Yes.
if you look at it, while it's also growing in terms of value, binili mo siya ngayon, next year, tataas na per gramo yan.
Yes.
The problem with jewelry, pag nanakaw, you
Easily.
cannot claim it at all.
Yes.
But with properties, hindi mo yun mananakaw eh. And the rate of returns, it's always real estate that goes on the number one spot.
Yes, yes. And Ayala Land, the brand and also the reputation based on the history, what it has created in the Philippines, you can't deny it. It's a well-known brand that someone that you could rely and also you trust the brand itself. And you know for sure that you're in good hands, that your property will grow.
Yeah, that's so true, Dorothy.
Yes.
Look, last year I was here. I went to New York and I was part of the lineup of people that an organization in New York has interviewed. And we are the only developer that's part of it, of that circle. And it makes me feel so proud and elated to be lined up together with the rest of the successful Filipinas in New York. And I was representing that time Ayala Land. The anchor was Karen Davila. And it feels nice that she herself also believes in us. Just like
Yes.
you believe in the brand. Iba yung pakiramdam that you are representing not just a reputable company, but trusted by people.
Exactly. Yes, I agree with that. Now, I do want to ask you some questions that we prepared here.
Introduction pa lang pala yun.
Introduction pa lang yun. Yes. So, one of the first question I have here is, can you tell us about the founding of ALIM San Francisco, and how did you start with 12 years ago?
Okay. So, you mentioned about 12 years, and that was also in 2012.
Yes.
We saw the interest of Filipinos, especially coming from the US. And US being the biggest Filipino concentration would always be the best market to start off marketing with.
Yes.
So, our very first, actually, that we looked at, more Filipinos are also in the European region. But in the US, you know that a lot of Filipinos here are professionals, can really afford, they have extras. And in terms of remittance, the biggest source of remittance is America pa din. So, 2012, we put up our office in Milpitas. I think this is Milpitas, right?
Yes,
Your
yes.
location is Milpitas. So, we started here with about 3 people. And year on year, we have expanded in terms of the products that we include in our portfolio, with the presence actually of the upper middle brand and then upscale brand. More and more Filipino Americans get to afford to buy. It's the price point in the Philippines is much lesser compared to the price points of our neighboring Asian countries. So imagine mo
Yes.
at saka alam mo ang isa pang that's my personal advocacy, that I would be able to communicate or market to the 3rd generation Filipino or maybe 4th generation to look at the country.
Yes.
Especially for the children of Filipinos who were born here. A lot of them don't know much about us. So I saw that in the 3rd generation Filipinos here, na parang when you talk about the Philippines, it's like you're talking Greek to them.
Yes.
They don't have the affinity. Yes, they would acknowledge that they are children of Filipino couples. They are Filipinos by blood. Pero wala na silang love. So now, when they get to see the country and experience what the country has to offer, naso-surprise ako to hear them, para na silang advocates of the country tuloy.
Yes.
They would talk about the beaches, they would talk about the kind of lifestyle, the live, work, and play concept
Yes.
that can be experienced in one location. Pag nakauwi sila at na-experience nila yung Makati, BGC, Cebu, talagang sasabihin, ang masarap pala mabuhay dito.
Yes.
I'm hearing a lot of that. In fact, sa mga nieces and nephews ko, I'm beginning to see them coming home more often.
Yes, they need to discover Philippines because it has so much to offer. Yes, and then at the same time, the younger generations, all they know when they grew up here is just work, focus on your career, just work until you reach 65. But, investing in the Philippines, it's giving them the chance to invest at the early age. Instead of investing, you save so much money and then invest when you have the money then. But with the opportunity to invest in the Philippines, even though you don't have that much money, you could start little by little.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. Alam mo, ngayon, I mentioned earlier, that the price point that we have right now is a lot lower. I don't want to use relatively lower because it's a lot lower talaga on a price per square meter basis. So, you are able to lock in the price of a property that's really going to grow 5-10 years from now at an installment rate.
Yes.
You don't have to put up the entire amount. The moment you reserve the property, nag-lock in ka na sa price point. So, I remember when we were in LA, see Avida, for example, on that same day, we were doing the presentation. Avida has announced a 3.5% increase on the price point. That's a lot, 3.5 on that specific date. So what the people in LA did, nag-reserve sila. So imagine mo, right there on that day, your property has gained already plus 3.5%. Just by making a reservation. And then you don't have to put up the entire 20%. No, pwede mo din ma-stretch yan over a period of time. So yung mga bata ngayon, I'm really, while I'm speaking in Tagalog, I think the parents would be able to communicate that positive or possibility of growing their or improving their future by putting their investments in the Philippines.
Yes.
Ba?
Yes, and growing their assets and then have the choice at the early age instead of waiting until you're age 65 and then come home. I think they should start at the early age.
Tsaka interesting din, yung mga bata ngayon, yung mga tawag nila Gen Zs.
Yes.
They are the woke generation. I think there's a buzzword now among them that says, you're cool pag may condo ka.
Okay.
May ganun sila. Yeah. You're cool if you have investment, you have property at that age.
Yes.
So they call themselves the woke generation. That's why they get to appreciate sila, yung mga Gen Zs ngayon.
Yes.
So we also see that. Ang dami ngayon mga US addresses na medyo kabataan, 25. No, unlike in the past na mga 40s, 50s before they decide to invest. Pang matanda yung property, ganun, mga bata na.
Yes, they're very adventurous, right? So it's good. It's good. And once again, people, I do encourage you, if you're young and you cannot afford a house yet here in the US, but guess what? You could afford property in the Philippines, and now is a good time for you to start investing, because as soon as you invest, at least your money is locked and then you have the chance for your investment to grow. So that's for that. The next question I have is what were the initial goals and objectives when the San Francisco office was first established? I guess you kind of answered this already.
Yes.
Now, the next one is, how has ALIM San Francisco grown over the past 12 years in terms of size, reach, and also impact?
Oh, from the time we opened, the Ayala Land International Marketing office, the one in charge locally here, has grown 7 times already. 7 times. Yes, of course, noong 2020, 2021, and a bit of 22, everyone was affected by the pandemic. That was the only time we saw the downtrend.
Okay.
But thereafter, it continuously progressed. Growth has always been registered. And overall, last year we registered 12.5 billion in the US alone.
Wow. Wow.
That's about 2,000 units.
Wow, there's a lot of people who are interested, and it's not just Filipino, even foreigners.
Yeah,
or
we're
expats.
seeing already. We're
Yes.
seeing investors
Uh-huh.
because they can buy properties in the Philippines. We know that they can,
Yes.
except when they want. Well, I spoke to one American the other day and was interested in Nuvali. So he was really interested. I told him the best way for you to own a property in the Philippines is marry a Filipina. And I just laughed.
Yes.
But you can buy a condo. You can buy a condo as many as you can, or as many as you want.
Yes, and
You
it's
know?
affordable.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
And it is affordable at the same time enjoy life.
Yeah. Kasi ano yan tatlong bagay yan Owning a property means either you enjoy it yourself, you live in it, you use it, or you just buy it and wait for the proper time to flip it and earn from it. And others would use it by making it a passive source of income.
Yes.
Get the property while it's near turnover. So when you have the property already and you live here, all you have to do is just register it in the leasing group of Ayala, and then they take charge of looking for tenants.
Yes. And speaking of that, Ayala has a good property management.
It's very good that you mentioned that, Dorothea. You know, not all properties are created equal, and not all developers are equal. Sabi nga nila, you put your money in real estate and it will grow. No, that's not true. The very important thing to look at is where is the location? The location that has to dictate whether everything that you need is within reach. All the vital centers that you need. And Ayala has the capacity to build big developments. We are the gold standard in terms of estate development, where yung sinasabing live, work, and play is talagang na-experience. Hindi lang siya coined words, no? So, in a big estate or big parcels of development, dyan ma-experience mo you live, meaning you dwell there, you enjoy, and when your children wants to go to school, there are schools nearby.
Yes.
If you get sick, there is a hospital nearby. If you want to shop, there are good shopping centers within the area. And I think in Ayala's experience of developing Makati, Cebu, BGC, Bacolod, Iloilo, what have you, Alabang,
Nuvali.
now you see Nuvali as a thriving and really a beautiful community. Ito, ma-experience mo to So, dwelling there is something that will give you the kind of assurance and the kind of security. But again, going back to, hindi yan lahat pare-pareho. Others can just make also promises na we are capable of developing big parcels of land. But over time, kung hindi maayos yung property management team, it will lose its luster.
Yes.
So we are very proud that we have Ayala Property Management Corp, which is also under the umbrella of Ayala Land, who takes charge of our commercial buildings, our malls, the communities. So they are capable. They know connections. They have the capability to respond to the needs of the community. So marami kasing problema sa development pag tapos ma-turnover yan.
Yes.
Marami yan. So kung you're not backed up by a good property development group, nako, problema ng homeowners association yan.
I've seen
Diba?
it, yes. In the past, I've seen it through relatives, where at the beginning, the subdivision looks so beautiful. It's so organized because not many people living there yet, not many cars yet, right? But then after a few years, guess what? There's so many problems with the parking, overcrowding, and the subdivisions are no longer uniform. So, with the Ayala, I've seen how it's being maintained.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what the great thing about Ayala. They don't just, here's the unit, bahala ka na, right? The Ayala, they really want to make sure that your investment goes a long way and it keeps on going up. Yes.
That's true. Tingnan mo no yung sa Makati na lang so how many Ayala developments are there? When they started, they were selling it in the 1940s, 1960s. 88 pesos, 65 pesos per square. Now it's like 500,000 per square meter.
Yes.
So if you go naman to Nuvali, we started selling Nuvali for 7,000 pesos per
Oh
square.
my!
Now, it's dictating a price of 50,000 per square, and it will not stay there. It will continue to grow
Yes.
because Nuvali at this point is not yet fully developed.
It's still growing.
Still
It's still
growing.
expanding, and then not just expanding, and there are some more cluster Ayala Land properties that are being developed, which is close to that. An example is that the Verdea. Yes.
Yeah, your dream property in the Philippines.
Yes. Yes. So
So, speaking of Verdea, makwento ko lang, no, Dorothea. Calax is expanding already, and hopefully by July, it will connect to Nuvali already. You know, Calax stretches to Santa Rosa, to the Tagaytay area, and they stretching up to Aguinaldo Highway in Cavite. But we have our own access from Calax that will go straight up to Nuvali. So you can just imagine the kind of ease when you travel from Metro Manila, going home to the south. It's an easy ride, an easy drive.
yes, and for
Plus, may mga P2P na.
ano yung-
It's a convenient point-to-point bus that will take you from Makati to that side of the south. So
Wow.
it's really comfortable. I want you to erase the thought na pag nag-bus ka, yung parang nakakaawa ka, no? Na parang payuan, pwedeng may estribo. Yung people are like face-to-face already standing. Ito disente. And nakakatuwa ito. I think I'm just so proud to share that one of the craze right now, and people start talking about the kind of transpo system that's available at the ground level of One Ayala. There you will see buses from the different points or going to different points. It starts and ends in One Ayala. The station is there. It brings you to the different parts of down to Antipolo, Santa Rosa, Cabuyao, Calamba, those stretches. Sit on the bus, very decent seatmates. When you open your eyes, if you want to sleep inside, andun ka na sa place mo.
Yes.
It's really a point to point. It doesn't stop. The bus doesn't stop to pick up passengers. No. From One Ayala, it brings you to your destination. Straight. Sabay kayo nagbababaan ng mga taga-Calamba, ng mga taga-Santa Rosa. It's really nice. The first time I used it, I said, this can be comparable to first world countries. Decente yung mga gang chairs when you're waiting for your bus to arrive.
Yes.
And it feels like, thankfully God, we're in the stage already. Nakakatuwa. Nakakatuwa. So, if you don't feel like driving, tapos nakipag-date ka sa friends mo sa Greenbelt, sumakay ka lang ng bus, pagbaba mo na sa Nuvali ka na.
Wow.
That's easy.
That is so convenient.
You know, I experienced that when I was fetched by my brother-in-law. Pinart niya yung sasakyan niya somewhere sa Connecticut sila eh. And then we went to New York. We took the train. He parked his car there. We took the train, went to New York. And then went back, used the train again. His car's there. It was an easy ride. And I remember that experience when I rode the P2P bus na kinukwento ko sa'yo.
Oh, wow.
Parang ganun siya.
Deja vu.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that is a good experience. And for someone to look forward, like myself, I want to experience that if it's going to be that convenient.
Do you plan of retiring in the Philippines?
We want to semi-retire soon.
Semi-retire.
Yes, yes. And looking forward to what Philippines has to offer. For someone like us who wants to enjoy life right away instead of waiting at the old age where we're having a hard time, walking because ang sakit-sakit na ng mga buto na natin, right? We don't want to wait that long. So I do encourage everyone to start investing ngayon na instead of waiting when you're too old where you cannot invite anyone. But of course, if you want to invest later on, you can, but now is a good time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Not wait any longer when it's too late because the price already increased. You've lost that chance of you to invest and grow that money or that investment. So I always encourage everyone, anyone that I talk to, I say, you should really look at the Philippines because it is so beautiful. And tayo pang mga Pilipino, we want to enjoy our own country. And because other foreigners are taking advantage of enjoying our Philippines, our country, why not us? We've been there.
Oh, I remember now. The most applauded part of my presentation pala was when I said that there is an analyst forecast that's been there since, saying that the Philippines is going to be one of the top 18 economies in the world in 2050. And by that time, I hope that it will be us who are landlords of buildings. Us.
Nice.
Tayo ang landlords.
Oo.
Rather than other nationalities, gaining from all of these development na pagdating ng 2050, Filipinos ang nagre-rent. And the landlords are the foreign people. So I hope by the time when it happens, kasi it has always been there. In fact, bumaba pa nga yan Top 16. Top 16 in 2050 because yung GDP natin is really doing well year on year. And if it happens, I wish that it's us who's renting our properties to foreigners. Now, rather than
Yes.
us building or starting up with our businesses, pero tayo ang tenant.
Yeah.
Tayo yung tenant. Sana tayo
Oo.
ang landlord. Tsaka real estate is finite
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
It's finite. The moment somebody gets a view or reserves that view, it's locked into the person.
Yes.
Unless you wait for that person to give you that view and resell to you on a higher price already. So saying na, at saka that building when it stands there, hindi ka na makakreate ng isa pang kamukha niyan sa exactong the same na location.
Yes.
So why it's finite, take it now.
And then also at the same time, what Ayala is offering, where you reserve now, and then there's years that you can make the monthly payment at no interest rate. Where would you find that? Only in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So they should really take advantage of that.
true. That's
Yes. Okay, so let's get back to some more question here. Challenges. What were some of the biggest challenges ALIM San Francisco faced in its early years, and how did the team overcome these challenges to establish a strong presence in the region?
I think the number one there is on the documentation side. Documentation in the past has to be pouched. And then telecommunications and communication lines have to be done, 12 years ago. It's expensive to be sending documents from here to there and from there to here.
Yes.
That's one. And sometimes along the way, things get lost. But now, okay, that's one. The second one was also the payment facility. Okay, payment facility during those times were through remittances. And when you remit and it goes to the bank, sometimes there are times that it's not registered under your name kasi magfo-float. But right now, there are already business transactions that you'll just have to key in the number and it goes to your account. And there are credit card facilities that gets you to pay it on a regular way, na diretso na rin dun yun sa account mo. Now, you can also make reservations just using the digital platform, pay using the digital platform as well. Documents can already be submitted through the digital sites. So even communication is now busy. So overall, it's really about communication and difficulty before and handling the documents. But over time, we are seeing a lot of improvement. So nakita ko na din yun. The ease in communication, the ease in buying. And so far, but it's not yet perfect, Dorothea. It's not yet perfect. There are still payments that goes haywire. But very minimal. Very
Yes.
minimal. And with the improvements we are seeing now, so may mga platforms na din kami that we are putting under sunset, meaning luma na. There are really new ones that we are using. And this year, we have launched 3. The Reserve Online on the website portal. There's a seller's portal where marketing partners and our sellers can also monitor their respective accounts. And buyer's portal, which is called Access Ayala Land, will be given to the customers already for those who've bought 2 years in the past till moving forward.
Oh.
And then it will also go back to its backlog some years back, so that you'll be able to see whether your payment has been registered. Your official receipts don't have to be sent to you through courier. You can just see it there.
Oh, okay.
So actually, it has been launched already, but it's not covering the entirety of our total buyers population yet.
Okay.
So, but all new reservation, all new purchases are getting through or going through that already.
Going through that. So, because until now, I'm still getting the DHL receipts.
Yes.
Yeah, so soon that will
Soon.
fade
That's
away.
going to be an option that you will already just see that in the buyer's portal.
I think that's a wonderful improvement if that's the
Yes.
case. So, it minimizes the cost for Ayala.
And
to
we are
be sending
helping
here.
the world
Yes,
by
yes.
eliminating those unnecessary trash. no? But
Yes.
still, there are some buyers, let's face it, that they still want to see it on paper. But I think people here in the US would
Yes.
rather see that online.
Yes, especially here in the U.S. because many of us actually don't want to receive any more papers. If we could just go ahead and be able to access it online,
Correct.
that is very convenient.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Wow.
We're getting there.
Yes,
Okay, so
soon.
exciting.
That's good. And then now, how has ALIM San Francisco made a difference in the lives of each client and the local community?
Okay, last year we hosted the Parifab. We brought them to the different sites of Ayala Land. And they were people who also did a lot of testimonies about the kind of effect, the positive change that it has given to the Filipino communities here and to them as our marketing partners also. So with the 7 times growth of the ALIM San Francisco office, I think a lot of lives have been touched. A lot of people would also, I would like to say, that they were able to build their wealth through us as well. Because that's really one of the major things that we are campaigning. Let Ayala Land help build your future.
And Ayala Land has also helped a lot of marketing partners to, as their side hustle, to being a marketing partners.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is good that Ayala Land have made an impact to the community, not just in the Philippines, but also here in the U.S. Yes.
Among us also stakeholders, we can see and say for ourselves that our lives have changed as well. Our families' lives have changed because we are also believers of the products and the brands. So, most of my families also live in, an Ayala community, and we are really very happy.
Good. Now, the question, what are the future goals and aspirations for ALIM San Francisco as it moves forward?
We want to really grow and
Yes.
touch more lives, touch more marketing partners who will be able to help us stretch our arms and make more people know about us. Because if we don't have much people talking, because there's just three employees here, we will have limited access to people. So we're reaching out to marketing partners who have connections here in the US.
Yes.
Like you. We want to touch more people and see a lot of them enjoying the fruits of their American efforts back in the country.
Yes.
For every dollar that you spend for a Philippine product, you're helping also the economy grow. So,
Yes.
malaking bagay din yun sa atin as we move further as a nation and as we grow to become the next biggest economy in the world.
So, speaking of marketing partners, you want to grow that department. Are there any requirements to become a marketing partners?
First, we would encourage licensed brokers. Okay. Second, you can make referrals. Everybody knows someone.
Yes.
So those referral partnership and marketing partnership would actually work. You just have to make them know our employees, our marketing partner director who would be able to help them know the product so well, understand what it offers, and some questions that would go along the way, we will be able to handle that. People in Manila will also be there to explain should a marketing partner need more information. But there are also marketing partners who have been with us for a long period of time. In fact, since we opened. And these marketing partners who have grown their business with us are also very trusted partners who can explain well, who can do computations already and show our clients the right monthly amortizations.
Yes.
And but there will always be people in the Philippines who will be able to help at the headquarters if in case, you know, our marketing partners would not be able to cover everything.
So I do have two more questions. Last two. What legacy does ALIM San Francisco hope to leave behind?
Oh, legacy. Speaking of legacy, Jade, dapat mas marami tayong mapayaman.
Yes.
At mas marami tayong mapasaya.
Oo.
Mapasayang Filipinos who would say, thank you for meeting me because I was able to grow wealth by investing in a Philippine product through Ayala Land.
Ulitin ko na lang uli, invest now with a reputable company, and then when you leave or not leave, but then when you start that investment, possibility of increasing your wealth will be there.
Tsaka maganda mag-invest ngayon sa atin, Dorothea, because the exchange rate is so positive.
Oh my goodness.
So put your lock in the price of the property value, take advantage of the peso US conversion.
Right.
Panalo ka talaga.
Yes, I mean, as of today, June 4th, I think your $1 is worth about $58 pesos.
0.7.
Yes.
58.7. No?
Which is really
Imagine
nice.
mo yun?
Yes.
Really nice.
Yes. So if you have money now, put it in, send it through to your bank in the Philippines, and then buy the property and then watch it grow.
True.
Yes.
May nabasa nga ako sabi, you lose your money by keeping it.
In the bank.
Right?
Yes, yes. Oh, now is the time. Last question is, how do you hope to inspire the next generation of leaders and employees at ALIM?
Ayun, na-mention ko kanina, no, na the third generation, fourth generation are not so, there's not much affinity towards the country, but we are beginning to make them see the beauty of the Philippines now. So, the next generation Filipino Americans, we want them to experience it. We want them to go back and, you know, have the ties, reminisce with their loved ones how it is living in the Philippines. And eventually, who knows? Who knows? If we're there, being one of the top economies in the world, your children might go to the Philippines for work.
Yes, yes.
And when they so decide to do it, dapat may property sila.
I agree with that.
No?
Yes, yes.
So-
and also not just probably the new generation. For people who have left way back, left Philippines for a long time, and all you remember was, you know, the hardship that you went through. You need to come back, see Philippines again, and then see what have changed. Philippines have changed so much.
Yes.
Yes.
Even our airport.
Yes.
It's now easy at the immigration counter. Coming home is not so taxing as it used to be. You will have to spend in the past, di ba?
Yes.
Magko-queue ka pa lang sa immigration. You're excited to meet your loved ones, pero ang haba ng immigration. But now, I'm surprised. My last trip was so breezy. When I came here also 4 days ago, sabi ko, ang dali Because electronic na din yung mga airports natin. So,
Yes.
tama ka. A lot has changed.
A lot has changed. And the convenience, here in the US, we have Uber. Guess what? In the Philippines, we have Grab. So you will not feel out of place, and also you will feel like home in the Philippines.
Yes,
So take
yes.
advantage of it and then enjoy Philippines. Yes. Well, Ms. Bing, thank you so much.
Miss Dorothea, thank you also for this
Yes.
opportunity to be interviewed by you.
Yes.
I hope I'm able to, touch the hearts and intellect of our Filipino Americans here not just in San Francisco, but all over the US.
Yes. So folks, once again, maraming salamat. And then hopefully, this will encourage you to go back to the Philippines, enjoy, and start considering of investing in the Philippines. Now is your chance, because again, if you don't start now, tomorrow might be too late. So take advantage of it. Thank you so much again, Miss Bing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you have any questions, don't forget to visit my website, which is www.dorotheatuzon.com. And then just click on Investing in the Philippines, and then just go ahead and fill out the form. Once I have that information, I promise you that I will provide your information directly to a valid Ayala Land representative. Thank you so much, and take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.